So Derek, how hard has it been to pick the players up after Tuesday night, which I think for everybody involved in the club must have been a huge disappointment?
Yeah, it's just one of these things. As a football player, you come back in, you have to go again. It's a hard game, playing against Charlton. I thought they played very well on the night and deserved to win the match.
What about yourself? Do you find yourself having to give yourself a bit of a boost after a night like that? Because it must be difficult to take as a manager.
Yeah, it becomes difficult, in the game, when you go down 2-0 and then 3-0 and then you get it back to 3-1, and we had a glimmer of hope at 3-1 that it looked like we could maybe make it 3-2. That didn't happen. They went and scored a very soft goal from our point of view to make it 4-1, and the game was finished after that. But from a night, it was hard. It wasn't easy for anyone.
Speaking to Donnell just now, he seemed to be talking about not so much tactics and that sort of thing, but about attitude and getting that right, and that may have been missing for whatever reason on Tuesday night.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case from an attitude point of view. I think that all the players, probably that they have to be better in their duels. They're losing too many one-on-one situations at this moment in time, and that could be something that we can be better at. It happened in Shrewsbury on Saturday, and it happened the other night.
And when the atmosphere here is good, it can be brilliant. But to be booed off at the end of the game, what was that like for yourself and for the players? By some of the fans, not all of them.
Yeah, I think that that is difficult because we've obviously put ourselves in a position where we're in League One, and the players are trying their best. They're giving their all for the football club. Unfortunately, at times the opposition are just better than you.
I think the surprising thing about that is not so long ago, Morecambe were playing clubs like Bolton right at the top of the table, as opposed to Charlton and Oxford this weekend, who are more in the middle towards the bottom end, and giving Bolton a really good go, and yet it seems so different on Tuesday night.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was different. I just think that Charlton played well in the night, and they're up to 12th in the league, and they're a football club that shouldn't be in the position they're in. They are. And they're going in the right direction. We just couldn't compete with them at times on the night.
Is there a risk sometimes that you can think too much, particularly in this league where there are such big established clubs, you can think too much about the reputation, the size, the money behind the club, and not where they are in the league, just a few points ahead of Morecambe?
I don't think that's the case. I think that you've got to respect the players at the other clubs. You've got to respect the football clubs, but you go on the pitch and it's 11 against 11, and sometimes, as the other night, their 11 are better than your 11. There'll come up with times this season already that we've competed against the bigger teams and they've done well and been better than them, but on Tuesday night I thought that over the night they were better than us.
You picked a very attacking team on Tuesday, Crowley, Hunter, Mayer, etc. Do you think that didn't work, and that sort of tactical formation thinking needs changing for the weekend?
Yeah, I think that at times we haven't been very stubborn this season in how we go about things. We've changed formation so many times. We've gone 3 at the back, 4 at the back. We've played in a whole host of different formations, and some clubs just play one formation throughout the season and try and get by, but we've tried to get the best from different situations. Yes, we had an attacking line-up the other night. Why? Because we wanted to try and win the game. Yes, there's other ways that you can win the game. You can win by being defensive. We haven't been that a lot this season. We've been very attack-minded and going at the opposition.
So you stand by the change in formation thing to suit the opposition, suit the occasion?
I just thought we could have got the better of Charlton the other night, but that, with the players that were at our disposal, we had a lot of attacking players. If you look at it, Hunter, Crowley and Mayer across the middle. Jensen Weir's a top goal scorer. Nanasi coming in as a striker, and I think that shows the positive nature we tried to give. We could have sat in and defended, but the home crowd will not allow that. They want to see a team attacking at home.
Some surprise that you didn't make any changes. You had Cole Stockton on the bench, for instance. What was the thinking there?
Yeah, we were nearly back in the game at 3-1. We felt that the game was just turning in our favour, and then just after it went 4-1, and that was probably around about the 79th minute, I think it was, and I didn't feel that, you know, putting on any substitutes at that moment in time was one going to change the game. They probably weren't going to be ready for it, and the ones on the pitch had the speed of the game at that moment in time.
So it's another big game on Saturday, Oxford, but it's still so close at the bottom, isn't it?
Yeah, it is extremely close. You know, we're 3 points behind Oxford at this moment in time, and we've got to try and get the better of them, and we'll play on Saturday like it's our last game, because that's what we've got to do between now and the end of the season. It's 9 games, and each game is huge for us.
So has there been some tough conversations since Tuesday, maybe yourself with the squad or the squad amongst themselves?
Yeah, no, there hasn't been. It doesn't have to be. It's just that you know, we're working extremely hard as a staff and players to do as well as we can in this league, and we understand that sometimes on the night you make mistakes, you make errors, and the opposition get the better of you.
So in terms of injuries, absences, etc., any missing for the weekend?
Yeah, we'll be missing Max Melbourne, Jake Taylor, probably Jacob Badu still as well. So they're the ones that we'll definitely miss out.
And the message to the supporters is, despite how it went on Tuesday night, you need them again on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the players, you know, give their all for this football club. We did it, you know, with no supporters here in the stadium through COVID, and we've done it again in League One last year, and their backing is huge for us. There's no point in booing your side when they're trying their best, and that's what the Morecambe football players are trying to do. Unfortunately, sometimes you come up against a team that are better on the night, and that's what happened.
MazummaMobile.com